let's talk about Barco. Last but certainly not least, our friends at Barco. And in Barco, they love beer. So there are 800 kinds of beers made in Belgium. Belgians consume 150 liters of beer per person per year. Belgium also produces 220,000 tons of chocolate per year. That amounts to 50 pounds of chocolate per inhabitant annually. Does anybody know what Barco stands for? You work for Barco. It doesn't count. All right. Barco American Radio Corporation, right? So started way back in 1934. They made televisions, radios, and even jukeboxes. And in the 60s, started transitioning more into professional products where they are today. I have a little bit of a nostalgic relationship with them because the first projector I ever used was a projector in 1998 called the 9200 light cannon. Does anybody remember the 9200 light cannon? I don't know if there's any of them out there anymore, but it was an amazing projector, and my back still hurts from hoofing that thing upstairs all the time. And the first product that we ever invested in at Evolve is the Screen Pro 2. So our relationship with Barco is progressing, so I'm pleased to announce that Evolve is going to become an official stocking distributor for Barco image processing and select projection products. So we'll be adding that to our shelves. We will also begin to do what no company has done before outside of Barco is towards the end of the year, we will be offering non-warranty and warranty repair on Barco image processing and select projector products. So if you buy Barco products from us, your E2 is sick, it doesn't happen very often, but if you need to send it in, we will be prepared to repair it, get you a loaner product if necessary, and you can go about your business making money, and we'll fix your product for you. So we're very excited about that, and we're going to invest in the products that you're about to see. Barco's releasing some really interesting projectors. Number one, the F80 Q12. 12,000 lumen, single chip projector, unbelievable image quality. I've seen it next to a 3-chip UDX. It looks phenomenal. Now, the one that I'm really excited to be premiering for you, this is a world premiere, and this is the UDM 4K22. What do you think? Beautiful? It's a beautiful projector. So this is based on the lineage of the UDX, which is a highly successful product for Barco. This is a 22,000 lumen 4K projector, laser of course, and this is really the predecessor to the most widely adopted, reliable, and trusted rental and staging projector of all time, and that's the HDX. So this is really the true predecessor to the HDX. And I'd like to introduce Alexis Skatchkoff, who's going to come up and briefly give you some information on this new projector. Alexis is the product manager. He is the godfather of a lot of the projectors that we all know and love, and he's going to give you some updates on his new baby, the UDM. So welcome, Alexis. Good to see you. Here's your clicker. There you go.
Thank you, Tyler. A great moment for us, UDM replacing the HDX. It's a little bit emotional, but still, we are very happy with the result. For those of you who have been at ISE, we have been showing the UDM as a preview in our suite, where everybody was welcome. But today, we will do it official on our booth. The UDM will be there visible on a very interesting setup, and I'm happy to emphasize the words of Tyler. We combine the UDM together with F80 and UDXs, and this is a mix of single chip and 3-chip, and the result is really stunning. It proves that the UDM has the colors of the UDX, and it also proves that the F80 is capable of being set next to 3DLP projectors. But let's have a look of what our new portfolio looks like if we add the UDM in there. We added a new product also, the G60, which is on our booth, which is for daily use single chip projection up to 10,000 lumen. The F80 is there for the Pro AV in the rental market. We see now with the 12,000 lumen, the adoption towards the rental market is really, really good. So we are looking forward to that. And this goes all the way up to 12,000 lumen. We have at the very top end, very high brightness projection, RGB laser, exists in different brightnesses and different configurations. If you take the most bright version, which is the 75,000 lumen projector, that is a 3P, so that means you cannot do 3D color separation with it. But if you take the 60K, for example, this has a 6P color separation. So that means you can use one single projector and still use, for example, the Enfitech passive glasses. So it makes it very easy for managing a large audience that needs to look at 3D images. Then we have the UDX. I hope most of you have used that projector already and seen how the great quality of that unit is. We extend that unit all the way up to 40K, which is on our booth. But that means that also we still need to fill a gap at the 20K, and which we will do with the new UDM. Later, beginning of next year, we will also add a lower brightness version of that, which will be around 15,000 lumen. What is important for the UDM is that it is replacing kind of the HDX, but also it's the little brother of the UDX. So we are looking there for that product to have the same features, same color reproduction, same rugged chassis, reusing the same lenses. So if you need a smaller size projector and you're looking for the UDX image quality, this is really your unit. It also features the pulse electronics, and this is also the same for F80 projectors, where we have the lowest latency on the market. And I know for live events, you're always looking for the lowest latency to not have backdrop screens which are having a lot of delay. And together with the processing, I think we are also very proud there to say we have very low latency and building a system which is really, really fast in processing. We are also adding a new card, which is a fiber optic card. So your optical com duo or quad goes straight into the projector also. The platform will be smart connected. What does that mean? That we will be ready to connect to the cloud with the projector. So at any time, you can check from your mobile phone, from your laptop, what the current situation, health situation is of the projector, where it is located, and so on. And also the peripherals, we see that this is very important for a lot of customers. They like to buy a very good, solid projector, which has fantastic image quality, but having additional peripherals, which makes life more easy, is also a great thing to have. So we have external boxes, which we're partnering with some third-party companies. There is a single clamp hook. I don't know if it's so very popular in the US, but in Europe it is really popular. There is a new version of that also with two clamps, which you can see on our booth. Flight case, motorized frame. This is also new. You can see it on our booth. So that means if the projector is in a frame, you don't have to go to the projector itself and adjust it. You can do it remotely from the remote control of the projector or through web tools. The fiber card, as I already mentioned, which also goes into the UDX and the UDM and the XLD RGB laser projector. We have external shutter. We have a remote cooler, which means you can put the projector in a very small box and take the heat out through liquid. Makes it really easy if you want a very silent projector and a noise cancelling box. A camera, laser distance meter, we have the rigging frame, and we're also working with 3 partners for the auto alignment, which is Dome Projection, Scalable, and Vioso. They are fully integrated with our software, so they just work directly on our warp interface, which is also reducing the processing delay. Good, so I hope you can step by our booth, and if you want to take the $100, this will for sure be the case. Yeah, take the $100, and I'm happy to answer your questions there.
Thank you, Alexis. You can give that to your colleague over there. So we're almost done, home stretch. So let's talk about Barco image processing. Obviously, Barco has set the standard for image processing for almost 2 decades now. And they're who most of us rely on day in and day out. And what Barco does really, really well is they make products that last a long time. So the E2 is on its 5th year, believe it or not, and it shows no sign of slowing down because they keep figuring out how to get more and more out of it. So to talk a little bit about what's coming down the line for the E2, I'd like to bring on Andreas, who will quickly go through that, and then we will wrap things up. So welcome, Andreas.
All right, so I'm Andreas Yerocostas. I'm the R&D director for Barco image processing. Had I known how much Tyler Nice likes trivia, I would have brought some for you. Of course, Barco, I'll make up something quickly. Barco is our parent company, of course, in Kortrijk, Belgium. And Barco acquired Folsom Research in January 2004. And it's been a great relationship, and it evolved, no pun intended, to these great products that we continue to bring to you. We are located in Sacramento, California. Did you know it's the capital of California? Strategically located very close to Napa Valley, San Francisco, the mountains, about 35 miles from AJA's hometown of Grass Valley. Okay, enough of trivia. So, what's new for EventMaster, E2, S3, and the other products? Alexis alluded to this, a new fiber card to drive our projectors directly. This is standard SMPTE fiber. All standards that you see there are supported anywhere from ST, if anybody's still using that, all the way up to 12G. Is standard fiber, LC connectors, single mode, using the same receiver and transmitter modules. We also sell them, but it's BYOT, bring your own transceiver, because most likely you own it already. But if you like to buy it from us, we also carry it. So this will facilitate a direct connection from your E2 or your S3 into our great line of UDX and the upcoming UDM projectors and all the Pulse electronic series, and eliminate multiple points of failures. So that's the fiber output card. So as you know, we have our EX processor, a great way to create distributed systems to send signals backstage, but we get a question. We are linking your processors, and then with these great pixel spaces, increasing, that's happening more and more these days. How do we bring the EX in the picture? The answer is the card that you see over there, the CXP-IO card. And this is an input or output card. If you plug it in an output slot, you can drive LED processors, projectors, downstage monitors. If you plug it in an input slot, you can send sources backstage, like you see in these pictures here. So this card is available for you to offer more solutions with the EX. And that's not all. We now have all the second generation cards, the tri-combos, the quad cards, all new standards, 12G SDI, HDMI 2, DisplayPort 1.2. So the card that you see over there exists and ships today as an output card. What's new about it, this will become the second generation multi-viewer card, bringing you one 4K multi-viewer or 4 HD outputs. We've been getting the question for a while, the last 5 years, can you enable more outputs? Can you give us 4K? Now we can, that we have the card with the right capacity and horsepower to do it with. We support HDCP 2.2 for those of you that use it. We will have internal crosspoint feeds for all the multi-viewer outputs, so you no longer need to loop them back and bring them back as inputs and burn your inputs. And also, we have the program-only mode, which doubles the canvas in any box. We will allow you to multi-view that now on the multi-viewer and hopefully increase your confidence in using it more and more. The E2 is a very reliable box, so if you need to go bigger, you can do that. And of course, as we always do, we offer backwards compatibility. So all the systems that you've been using for the last 5 years now can be upgraded to this new capability with the release 7.0 software coming soon. And that's not all. For those of you that pay attention, you probably noticed the black front of this E2 that I'm showing over here. So what's the E2 Black Edition, the second generation? We have all the second generation cards. The world is moving more and more to 4K. It's time to offer a product with all the 4K 60 standards. So we have done that, and for the second generation E2, all input slots now support 2 4K 60 on all slots. So that would give you 16 4K inputs. We added larger power supplies to be able to handle the load of a fully loaded system with second generation cards with confidence. These supplies, you can run the system on a single supply. Of course, our first generation E2 will also operate, but we're getting a little bit into the margin of the supply. And if you try that, which I don't believe you're running your shows on a single supply, but things happen, a supply can fail, we will warn the operator and ask them to replace the supply. We have run a lot of testing. We're not going to take your shows down. We're not known for that. But of course, we don't recommend it. And this solves the problem once and for all. Of course, the multi-viewer, we already talked about it, is going to be available on the second generation E2. And all specs, all the rest of the specs remain the same. All right, the exact configuration is going to come equipped with 2 quad HDMI 2 input cards, 2 DisplayPort 1.2 input cards, of course the 4 tri-combo cards. On the output side, 2 quad HDMI 2 output cards, 1 tri-combo, and of course the HDMI 2 operating as a multi-viewer. And of course, our multi-viewer, you can use it for multi-view, or you can turn it into an output slot. For Pro AV applications, if you need more outputs, you can do that. So, all this sounds great. I'm sure your next question is, when is it available? So, the fiber output card is available essentially now. In July, it starts shipping, and it goes along with our release 6.5. And of course, on our projection side, they have been for 2-3 months now shipping the corresponding input card. The 4K multi-viewer card is also available now. You can purchase it as an output card. As of September, with release 7.0, we'll enable the new second generation multi-viewer capabilities. The CXP card also goes along with release 7, so that's also coming in September. And of course, the second generation E2 is also going to be part of release 7 in September. So the EventMaster family continues to evolve, again, no pun intended, but for the last 5 years, based on the modularity, the scalability, we deliver on the promise of being future-proof. And you're the own judges of your investments, but we believe we have the best return on investment, the best scalability to do anything from your very small shows to the very large shows. So, and that's not all. There is a lot of features in 6.5 and 7.0 that I didn't talk about. HDR, wide color gamut, all those buzzwords that you hear. So please visit us at our booth. And very conveniently located, very close to our booth, is our suite, where we're showing some of the latest goodies that I talked about here. So please come see us. Thank you. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.